Good morning, everybody. My name is Crystal, and welcome to my YouTube channel. To everybody that supports my channel, views it, subscribes to it, and enjoys my content, thank you so much. You help my channel to grow. I'm grateful to every one of you. I'm here in my flat in Rochester, Kent. It feels mild today, which is good because I don't have to put the heating on. During the winter, the heating just gets rid of the electric, doesn't it? It's mild, so don't have to put the heating on. We all struggle at this time of year. The government has sent a voucher out to me, and at some point I'll get that on my meter. So between now and March, the government's helping struggling people out with like a voucher that goes on to your meter. I have a prepayment meter, so it's not going to automatically go onto my electricity. So normally you get sent a voucher and you have to go to the post office and collect it, and it goes straight onto your meter that way. So that's coming. It's not gone on yet. That's coming. So everybody in this country is struggling at the moment. Even people that are doing full-time jobs are finding it financially difficult to put food on the table, even after they've done a full week's work. So people are working, all the money's going on bills, and they've got really nothing left to get anything. So this Christmas is very hard for some people that are watching all the lovely adverts on the television, and there's no money there to buy anything at the end of the day. It's becoming increasingly difficult for people to even just survive, and that is the truth. Some poor old people sit in their homes with no heating on, and some unfortunately freeze to death. Then we've got to think about the homeless people on the streets, and people are harsh. They want to, at Christmas time, they want to remove the homeless from the streets to make the streets look nice, because obviously homeless people clutter it up. So instead of helping these poor people, they are being removed from the streets, or their tents are being taken off the streets. That is what's happening. So some homeless people are coming back to find their tents gone. They haven't even got a home over their head. A tent. This is what's going on in this country. It's very harsh, and it's very, very cruel, isn't it? To just get rid of the homeless problem by taking away their home, their tent. That's what's going on in some places. If I didn't know it was 2025, I would think it was going back to Victorian times and even medieval times of torture. If I wasn't living in 2025, I wouldn't believe it. What is going on to the poor people in this country, and including the poor elderly, some of whom have worked all their lives and they're finding themselves struggling to heat and eat. Also, war veterans, and not even elderly war veterans, people that have fought in the war. are being left homeless, struggling. I found there's no mental health support in this country either. There isn't. They don't give you the right support. They're not watching mentally ill people. They're not following up with care. And that's another thing. The NHS deals with you, but they don't follow up to see if you're okay. To see if the medication's worked. There's no follow-up. So there's no care. No NHS care. Found that out as well, and that's been going on for a long time. Last night I was going through a diary from 2008 and 2009, and that's quite a long time ago, and it was still going on back then. The financial hardship, struggling to eat, it was going on then, but I didn't realise it. I've got diaries here from 8 years ago. This is 2017, this one. Journals. What was going on to myself and in my family. This is when I had trouble with my teeth. Pain in my gums all the time. So I was looking at the 2008 and 9 one when my dad was alive and we were living in Chatham, and how he treated me when he was working at Brompton Barracks in Gillingham as a stock clerk, and how my mother's health has deteriorated by not getting the proper mental health care support. My mother, not me. How it deteriorated to the point that she's been left on her own with no help now. When she was with me and my father, she was shouting and behaving oddly to say the least. I actually wrote what she said to me when I was 10 years younger than I am now. And you can see that she wasn't well back then. She was supposed to be receiving help from the mental health team, and she obviously wasn't getting the right help by the things I've written down that she was saying. She has been allowed to deteriorate. She's been allowed to be left alone. She is clearly unwell. You can't check someone's mental health medication over the phone. Apparently she had a blood test to make sure she was taking her medication. That didn't involve her seeing a doctor. Someone came out to her flat and took her blood. Nobody is actually following up my mother's mental health care with physical visits. No, they're not. How possibly can you tell over the phone if someone's mental health has deteriorated? Absolutely ridiculous. There's no health care and support. She's just being left, right? She's nearly 80. She's got a swollen foot, yeah? And that is not looking after somebody. So she didn't see a doctor with the swollen foot, guys. No, she did not see a doctor with the swollen foot. She managed to talk to somebody over the phone, describe her symptoms, and they've just given her a prescription. And I told you, they just flung the medication through the letterbox. Not me, I haven't got a letterbox. I live in a block of flats, of 14 flats. And my mum lives in a block of like 4 flats. It's like a house converted into flats. Mine is a new build block of 14 flats. I don't have a letterbox. yes, I do get my prescription delivered, but I make the lady make sure that she gives me my medication into my hands and checks that it's the right person it's gone to. So my mother is not getting any help. Then when they don't even knock on the door and give her a medication. Say there was someone else living in that flat, it could have gone to them. This is all wrong, and it's also dangerous. It's not proper care. It's not. So she's able to ring up the doctor and they just prescribe her anything, and it's just flung through the letterbox. I hope someone is going to check whether my mother's foot, the swelling has gone down. I know my mum is cantankerous. I know she's stubborn, right? But at the end of the day, she's still a human being. Me, I have not got a serious mental health disorder, as in, you know, it's not serious like my mother. I've got depression and anxiety. I haven't got paranoid delusions, and I'm not mentally ill in that way. I get down and depressed, but that's about it. My mum has a serious mental health illness. It needs proper care if she's not getting it. And she's able to convince other people that she's completely normal, and she isn't. And that's a very, very, very clever trait of people that are schizophrenic. They can actually convince people that they are well when they're completely not. And only someone that's lived with that person for years or knows about them can see that they're not well and need help. Some schizophrenics can convince doctors that they're completely normal, and they'll manage it for about an hour, 2 hours, and then they slip into that schizophrenic state, into their world, because they convince themselves that they're a supreme being, like a god. They're not. That is the illness speaking. They think they're a god. They think they're someone special. They're above everybody else. They think they're the only one. My mum thinks she's being persecuted. Everybody's going through this, not just my mother, but she thinks she's absolutely the only one she's being persecuted. Now, I've got entries in my diary from 2009 where she's clearly not being treated properly, that she's accusing me of persecuting her with my boots. My boots. My boots. Schizophrenics can be dangerous. They can kill people if they're not monitored and watched properly. It's not my mum's fault. She was diagnosed with a bad illness, and she's not getting the care she needs or the support or the proper medication, because she's still coming out with she's being persecuted. 10 years on from 2000, over 10 years from 2009. She was able to look after my dad that had heart failure and heart disease, and she can't look after herself. She does get aggressive. If I suggest to my mum something, she says, no, don't do that. So I can't interfere. I've been told as long as she's like compass mentis, she knows the dates, and like she can boil a cup of tea for herself, no one can do anything. So she's walking around that flat with her extremely swollen foot, No social services coming to help her. No one making sure she gets out and gets some fresh air. Nothing. And she's nearly 80. And if you watch my videos, you will see when I try and get help and support for myself, it's very difficult to get a doctor's appointment. 111 did not call me back. Some people have said they've waited 5 or 6 hours for a call back from 111. I didn't get a call back at all. No, nothing. And that's not unusual for me. And I am not lying when I say when I was attacked, I called 999 and somebody laughed on the end of the phone. Laughed. Another time I called 999, it was engaged and I was being attacked and I could have possibly been killed. I called 999 and I'm sorry, it came up with like, you know those things you get where it goes, I'm sorry, but there's no one to answer the phone at the minute, please try again. That's what came up when I called 999 several years ago, and if I hadn't locked myself in the bathroom, I could have been murdered. You get these young women answering the phone. Oh, I don't think you're in danger. I goes, he's attacking me, he's attacking me. I don't think you're in danger. No one's going to come out to you. And then I had to go and lock myself in the lavatory. In the toilet. Until they'd calmed down. I still had to come out of the toilet after they'd attacked me. Tried to. This is real. This is what's going on. But this has been going on to me for about 20 years now, since I left my ex-husband. And that is the truth. Somebody is either telling the police not to help me, because they can't be that inept, surely. I'm sorry, 999 is in, there's no one at the end of the phone to take your call, please try later. That's deliberate. Today, I'm free from my abuser. I'm free from my abuser. I can walk around my flat. I'm not controlled. I'm not shouted at. I'm not ordered what to do. But the fear is still there. For every woman that suffered domestic violence, the fear, if your abuser is still alive and walking and knows where you live, you still got that fear, right? And even if they don't hit and they don't do that anymore, you've got the fear that it could happen again. And you walk around them like you're walking on glass, Are they going to snap? Are they going to lose their temper? And the cruelty, it's not just the hitting and the violence, it's the put downs. And if they can't say it to you directly, they do it in an underhand manner. And when I say I'm suffering abuse from people outside, I mean it. Because mocking somebody is mental abuse. So I'm being abused by people I don't even know outside. I don't know who they are. It is abuse. It's mental abuse. They should be held accountable for it. If somebody is going around mocking the way someone looks and being nasty to them in public, and if even behind their back it's abuse, they're just being abusers. They aren't human beings. Going around, what the fuck is that? Why should my appearance worry you? Who the fuck are you? It should be classed as abuse, online and outside, if someone's picking on you. It should. You don't go abusing random strangers you don't even know properly. They've got a mental health illness. Normal people don't go outside, do they? That's not normal. They think they're not normal. These people have got a mental health condition. I'm sorry they have, because that is just not normal behaviour. I think when I went to school, the teachers had something wrong with them. You don't side with class, the class, and pick up. I had teachers picking on me when I was at school. Oh, don't bother to ask her, she don't speak. I was crying on my desk because of a teacher joining in with the children bullying in my class. If we had mobile phones today, those teachers of yesteryear that used to, you know, when they used to spank children, hit them like that for being naughty, and if they didn't like a kid, some of them would excessively punish children they didn't like. If we had mobile phones back then, those teachers that abused children years ago would have been caught right out. It's only for the fact that we have got technology and people are being caught out abusing elderly in care homes with undercover cameras that this is beginning to stop. It is a form of abuse. Picking on someone, abusing someone emotionally, it can lead to suicide. I've got a whole gang of people, probably stemming from TikTok or watching my YouTube and TikTok, following me outside, making rude noises and mocking my appearance, which to me isn't normal. It's not normal. And to underhandedly put someone down. So I'll give you an example. So if you're having a conversation with one of them, they suddenly come out with, oh yes, what I'm trying to say is, they get inside your head, right? They pretend they're being nice, and then a random word will come out that they know is going to upset you. All right, or they know you've got a fragile mindset, and they know a word that's going to set you off, yeah? And they'll keep repeating it and repeating it until you get angry and cross and shout at them, but then they've caused you to get like that. Now, I had an incident like this the other day. They kept repeating a word I hated, and it upset me, and I did not shout at them. I didn't shout at them. You see, what's happening inside this block of flats and outside is I haven't been reacting to their bullshit. They've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and all those parcels in the hallway yesterday, the wet floor sign and crap on the floor, I completely ignored it and got on with what I was doing instead of taking any notice of them. They start to get nasty, it starts to get worse because they want attention. They also want you to look mad, so if they keep being cruel to you and you start shouting, they're in their element. But because I've not been reacting to it, I've been playing music, I've been getting on with my life, they're getting increasingly angry and aggressive. Now they can follow me about, copy my clothing, shout wanker out the window. I don't give a shit, because at the end of the day, if someone is shouting wanker out the window, it's not only me that can hear it, is it? They're going to show their own self up, because that isn't normal. What, shouting at random strangers wanker out the window? That's normal behaviour, is it? That's completely fucked up. That is not normal. And just because I happen to walk past the second someone shouts wanker out the window, does not mean it's being done to me. There was other people outside last night when someone shouted wanker out the window. There was a woman with a child. Yes, there was a woman with a child when someone shouted wanker out the window. Now you wonder how children learn to swear. How kids learn to swear. Enough of that. So, as you can see, I've got some Christmas decorations up. Last night, instead of getting all upset with noise going on, I put my decorations up. Things are financially bad at the moment. But I'm getting there, getting through it. I am. That's all you can do. I've got me. I'm strong. I know what I'm doing. Basically, we get over today, yeah? If everything's okay with the electricity, then I've got a bit of money to get some bread and milk and things to keep me going till Friday. Not a lot, but I've got enough. And anyone that calls me a mug because they've stolen contents of my social media, yeah, you'll be the mug when they catch up with you, and you'll have to pay everything back that you've stolen. Can you listen to me? So the thief that is going down my YouTube and my TikTok, stealing off of me and calling me a mug, right? Yeah, you'll be the mug when you have to pay back every penny you've stolen off the people you've thieved from. So it might look good now. You might be going on holidays. You might be enjoying yourself. You might think, oh, yeah, I've got away with this. But I'm sorry, you're not. They're cracking down on fraud. They're cracking down on things like that, internet fraud, and thieving out of people's bank accounts that are poor. So you really might think that you have got away with what you've got away with to me, calling me mug. You're the mug, because you'll never. You must be thinking, oh, I've got away with it. I've got away with it. But on the other hand, you're thinking, oh, I might get caught one day. What am I going to do about that? Yeah? And rubbing my face in it when I haven't got very much. I don't mind about that. No, because I might not have money, but I've got the love of real people that really care, not sponges. Thieves. So, dull day in here in Rochester. The day is dull. Looks like it's been raining outside. I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. I'm a real person. I'm raw. I don't go around hiding my real face with makeup. I don't run around wearing extensions on my hair so it looks like my hair's down to my ass, when it is in fact extensions that are sewn on at the hairdressers. This is real. This is real. I'm not fake. So you might laugh at me, you might call me ugly, you might laugh, but at the end of the day, these people that are covered in makeup, fake hair, are fake. I'm raw and I'm real. And if people don't like that, I'm sorry. I'm not apologising for that. I don't plaster myself with paint, and I don't, my hair is natural. I'm not going to change it for anybody. And even if my teeth were straightened, people would bully me, because it's me they don't like. My teeth are part of me, but even if they were straight, they'd still bully. I 100% believe that they would still bully. They'd find something else to pick on. See you later.